Welcome back to Hood Fishing, everybody. I'm getting swarmed here. I bought 200 pounds of ground bait the other day. Come on. Just saying that makes it sound like I spent a lot of money, which I did not. In the carp world, ground bait is chum. You're just throwing stuff out there to bring the fish in, just like if you were going to chum for catfish. So in the years past, I would use breadcrumb, I would use cereal, whatever was cheap. Things aren't cheap anymore. A lot of guys like to use breadcrumb, but it's not cheap. Not cheap to do that. I would get birdseed from the store like Walmart and boil it. Birdseed can still be cheap, but birdseed is pretty expensive now too at Walmart, the grocery store, or a pet store. But you know where it's not expensive? The feed store. That's right. So over here, we have what I prefer to use when I'm going to boil birdseed. This is birdseed, but it's actually pigeon feed. This is racing pigeon feed. This has a lot of stuff in it that carp love. It's got maple peas. It's got Canadian peas. It's got some corn in it, some whole corn, not a lot. It's got a lot of millet in it. Various other things. Really good stuff. Not very expensive for 50 pounds. I think this was 20 something odd dollars, but prices are going to vary widely across the country. Some feed stores are cheaper than others. So yeah, taxes are going to vary too. Taxes can be high on feed, but the great thing about doing this, if you're going to boil birdseed, that's going to double. So that's a 50-pound bag. In reality, it's going to make about 100 pounds of ground bait. And this is winter, so I'm not going to be feeding a lot. So this is going to last me a good while. Now, I got some other things here to mix in with that when I do boiled birdseed. I'm going to mix stuff in to make it better. And that is this right here. Like I said, that has some whole corn in it, but we got a whole bag of whole corn, and it didn't cost much. This is feed corn. This is not deer corn. You would never want to go buy deer corn that is cured with molasses, because when you go to process this, you're going to soak it overnight, right? And then you're going to boil it. Well, that sugar is going to make it ferment overnight, and that sugar is going to make it rot really fast. So this is going to double in size too after soaking and boiling. You can use this to bring in the carp without boiling it, but over the years, I think boiling it, making it soft, is better. It brings the carp in better. It brings the flavor out too when you boil this. And you can use this as a hook bait as well. Not so many things in there that can be used as a hook bait. Over here we have corn again, but this is cracked corn. I used to buy this when I had a little place with some poultry. I'd buy this for ducks and geese. My red bone thinks it's for her, but it's not. So when you throw this into your boiled birdseed mix, you know, you want to soak this too with the birdseed and then boil it till everything's soft. Maybe about 3 or 4 hours, but we're going to make a video about how to do this, how to make boiled birdseed. But this is a great thing to add in there because it'll make your ground bait real cloudy when it hits the water. It'll put a lot of particle in the water, a lot of flavor too. So that's another good thing to add. So we got that. That wasn't very expensive at all either, and it's going to last a good time, good long while. Let's get to this one, Tulsa. Got to get out of the way. You going to tell the fine people what is in that bag? I don't think she knows, but she finds the smell interesting. This is rice bran. Yeah, you're right. This is not going to be soaked or boiled. This is a byproduct of when you turn brown rice into white rice. This is pretty much the leftover stuff, like the husk. It's a fine powder. This is actually very commonly used in ground bait and packed baits all over the world by carp fishermen, especially in other countries. Now in Thailand, they call this ram. You're not going to always find this, but you might find a different kind of brand, and that'll work too. The reason why this is so accessible and easy for me to get is because I'm in Louisiana, and rice is one of our top 5 crops that we produce here every year. So this is going to be great. This is great for the guys who are tired of paying a lot of money on breadcrumb. This is a great substitute for breadcrumb, and you can also stretch your breadcrumb ground bait out with this. That's what I plan on doing in a video coming out this week sometime soon. We're going to do 50-50 on our ground bait. We're going to make a pack bait, actually. We're going to do 50% of this, so it's going to be half of the ram, half of the rice bran, and then half breadcrumb. Half breadcrumb, half rice bran. This is a really good solution for anybody that likes to fish for carp and uses ground bait and was getting stuff from the grocery store to throw out to bring them in. Go to the feed store. Go find a feed store. Some feed stores are cheaper than others. They're even in big cities. There are some in New Orleans, and there's some around here. Yeah, you could just go outside the city too. It's totally worth it. You might be able to find some of these things, except for maybe the brand, if you go to like a farm store like Tractor Supply or something like that. It is going to save a lot of money and last you a long time, as it is going to last me a long time. And I look forward to getting out there and using it. And we're going to make some more ground bait videos here in the future, here real soon. Thanks for watching, guys, and subscribing, and I'll see you next time.